Okay, so we are back for session 3, I believe, and last time was a very informative one. We landed on Minimus 5. I want to say infiltrated, but we didn't really infiltrate. We got in rather easily and explored the ruined Imperium laboratories and uncovered a lot of truth, especially discovering the origins for Gray as legendary legacy hardware from the old world, and she met the Prophet, who gave her a Tesseract and a new purpose, which is to find her own desire. And then it ended on a lethal showdown, which was fun but scary at the same time. I did not think I was going to beat that level 3 Medusa cyber terrorist. Very fun. Got some cool new upgrades, and then I left. Now I only have 12 health. Gray only has 12 health. So that was thinking, because I believe you can fully get your health up if you find a settlement. So technically we were at this moon here. In this section here, we were at this moon, and I'm thinking, hey, we still didn't explore this planet, this Ecumenopolis planet. So let's explore it now. Let's see what's here. I think we only learned that it was an Ecumenopolis planet, and then we immediately just went to the crater moon to figure out all that stuff. So what can we do? We can roll D100. We can name the planet. There's lots of cool stuff that you can do. So there are planet encounters as well, but first we're going to flesh it out a little bit more. So we rolled the d6 to determine the type, then we can roll an additional d6 on its location table to find out where our ship lands. So let's roll that d6 and see where it lands. Again, this is Ecumenopolis, the greatest marvels of the old world, massive planets whose surface is entirely consumed by urban sprawl. So similar to that city in the Star Wars franchise, I believe is Coruscant. Yeah. So let's roll a d6. Let's see what I get. Okay. That is a 1. I rolled a 1, everybody. So a 1 is legislative district of the city. The Senate is partly destroyed and surrounded by tanks. Okay, interesting. So let's name the planet as well. I love that this just lots of tables, and there's lots of like quick reference tables, stuff like that. Really appreciate all that. But where is I believe it's random tables, planet names. So yeah, let's roll a D100 and see what the name of this planet is. Okay, I rolled 89. 89 is war. It's just called war? Oh, I don't know if I'm feeling that. Let's roll one more time. War is... Okay, I rolled again and I got 40. So, Jewel. Okay, sure. I'll go with Jewel. Planet name is Jewel. So what's going on in the planet? So you can roll a d6 on the respective planet encounter page, 75 to 80, to determine what your character finds when exploring. So we are in the legislative district of the city. And so if we go to the Ecumenopolis planet d6 table, let's see. So another d6. Okay, that's a 2. So a 2 is ISF Trade Patrol. The light of a carrier ship blinds you as you walk through the city streets at night. 2 ISF soldiers disembark from the transport vehicle, their superior. An ISF Sentinel tells you they are on patrol, assessing the planet's situation for a possible reconstruction effort. He provides directions for an ISF settlement located 2 tiles southwest. Okay, so what is ISF again? Is it the Intersolar Federation? Yeah, I think that's it. Intersolar Federation. I'm still trying to remember the faction names and the factions and their acronyms and all that. Okay, so if it is 2 tiles southwest, so then I'm already against the edge of the map, so I still want to go 2 tiles away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here. I am going to go southwest, but then I'll go 1 more up so that I can move. So then I will add a little note here. ISF Settlement is here, but that is huge writing. So there we go. There we go. So we'll just save that for now. Now, what else can we do? So I've piloted the Nova down through the smog of the Ecumenopolis planet called Jewel in the Legislative District. Okay, so I looked into it and there's not much else that you can do here. So I did the exploration. Okay, because we did the exploration stuff, we, marked the fuel, the hex, and we rolled the d6 for the exploring the location, and we just got more information about where another faction is. So I think that's where we're going to end it there. So if we go back here, we go back to the core gameplay loop, you move your starship 1 hex, and then mark 1 fuel. So I'm going to go down here, and this is hex number 28. And then I'm going to roll the d6 to see what we get. Okay, so that is a 6. So roll the d6. I'll mark 1 fuel. My fuel is now down to 17. So let's see. Okay, so I rolled also for the outer ring as well. Uh-oh, don't want to move that. Okay, so this is the outer ring, and this is both the largest and the most hostile of the 3 rings. Asteroid fields are common in this area, making spacecraft travel difficult. Its remote asteroid formations are also home to space pirates and outlaws who use the ring as a hideout to smuggle and trade illegal goods. Okay, so I rolled a 6 for the outer ring, right? So that is a faction encounter. Okay, so when rolling for a faction encounter, use the table to the left to determine the faction. I will roll for a neutral encounter if I have 0 or high favor with the faction, and for a hostile encounter if you have negative favor. So as we remember, I do have negative favor with the Medusa clan. So let's see how this goes. If I rolled a 5 or a 6, it is dealing with the Medusa. And hopefully I can roll a 9 or 10. So, I'm not rolling d6, I'm rolling a d10. And let's go. Oh, of course. Why do I curse myself? I rolled a 6, so that's the Medusa clan. Ooh, so I'm going to roll for a hostile encounter if I have negative favor. Great. So this is a hostile encounter for the Medusa clan. I'm going to roll a d6 to see what I get. Okay, so I rolled 5. Perseus 2, a powerful multifunctional malware powered by a neural network of cloud computers, has spread to a Medusa control center. The base is located inside an empty starship hangar carved into the mountainside of a frozen mesoplanet. The hostile virus has taken over its local network, forcing the security robots to kill all humans inside. The base's leader, an android Medusa MasterHacker, has also been infected by the virus. Under its influence, it attacks you mercilessly when you approach the area. Of course. Okay, so of course I roll this because I'm in a negative with I'm not in their good graces. Okay. This is crazy. This Medusa MasterHacker is a level 4 enemy. There's no way I can take down a MasterHacker level 4 enemy. I could maybe do level 3. I only have 12 health. I'm running away. Look at their stats are crazy. Okay, 95 health. Okay, wow. 3 armor. 5 in mind. I would be toast. I am toast. I am out of here. The mind of a master hacker is linked to the cybersphere, granting access to all of its data and code. Yeah. No way. That is crazy. No, I'm not too proud to run away. So okay, so the hacker has been infected by the virus. It's under its influence, so it attacks me mercilessly when I approach the area. So what I'm gonna do is I'm still going to roll for initiative and all that, but like if I get to go first, I'm running away. That's what I'm gonna try to do. So you can try to flee from a combat encounter. You must roll grace against the enemy's grace. If you succeed, you escape. Okay, so turn order is D10 plus grace. Okay, the grace stat is important. Mine is 2. Their grace is also 2. So I'm gonna roll for my grace plus 2. Okay, I got an 8. I'm going to roll for the hacker. Come on, the lower the better. That's a 7. Yes. Okay, my first action, run. Yeah, this is a boss tier enemy. This is level 4. It doesn't go higher than level 4, I believe. This is a boss. Okay, so I'm going to try to run away. Once again, I'm going to make another grace roll. Now, I do have a hyperdrive token, so I can re-roll this. If this is super bad, well, okay, no. Let's do their grace first and see what I need to roll above. 2? Okay, so I rolled 4 total for the enemy. I just need to roll over 4. Okay, I have hyperdrive just in case. I will use the hyperdrive because, seriously, this is a boss tier, and I'm not ready for boss. This is only session 3. So, come on. Yes! I rolled an 11. I am out of there. Oh my gosh, gonna leave quicker. So, looking at the rules, it says, if you escape a combat encounter while exploring a new hex for the first time, the hex remains unexplored. Although the encounter type or location remains the same, roll for a new encounter of that type the next time you visit the hex. So roll for a new encounter of that type. So it'll be another, that's funny. It's still unexplored, so I won't mark. Gonna put you away for now, buddy. And put this guy away. So it's still unexplored, but we did do a little bit of stuff here. So what kind of type was it? It was a faction encounter. Okay, I added a little note here. So this was a faction encounter. It's still unexplored, so I will roll for another faction encounter again if I come back. So we already know that there is an ISF Settlement here. So I don't believe I need to roll to see like what it was. Okay, so I already know this directions. I placed it, the location on the map already. So since I know where it is, I do not need to roll on, well, okay. So I am at this ISF settlement. Usually you'll roll a D10 to see which faction is in control. I believe it's ISF because we were already told that information, and you're usually not allowed to enter a settlement if you have negative favor with that ruling faction. So I don't have negative favor with ISF, it's just neutral. So, life on planets have become unstable and dangerous. Space stations, known as settlements, become the home of most of humanity. Quickly, tensions and conflicts of interest created opposing groups ready to fight for control, factions with different ideals and goals spread throughout space. So, I arrive on the hangar as I step onto this Federation base, and the docking ports at the bottom of the settlement are known as the hangar. So that's where I'm at now. My starship's hull is fully restored every time I enter a settlement. I can buy pre-built ships, or ship modules, or sell your modules for half of their scrap cost. I don't think I'll do that. You can also refuel your ship, paying 3. What's that symbol? Unit. Okay, so what else? Wire docks. There are surgeons specialized in cyber tech. My health is fully restored every time you enter a settlement. Nice. Almost forgot about that. Finally. Health is fully restored, and then you can also install new cyber tech you have acquired. I can purchase new implants, or I can sell your cyber tech for half of its original cost. There are settlement activities. There are different activities you can do while spending time here. There's also a trading hub where merchants and spacefarers can trade cargo in exchange for serum. So here you can sell your items and equipment for half of their marked cost, rounding up. You can also purchase items from the trade post table above. Some items are exclusive to settlements run by a specific faction. Okay. Okay, I think what I'll do is I definitely want to sell my carbon dagger and look into how much the Tesseract costs. Okay, I don't think I can sell the Tesseract. And scraps I can use to repair my ship. My ship's fine right now, but I can craft new items at the scrapyard. Okay, so there is a scrapyard, a large orbiting sanctuary of broken tech, home to scavengers and artificers. You may craft any weapon, mod, armor, drone, or grenade by spending scraps equal to its marked serum cost. Crafting an item for the first time provides 1 experience. So you acquire scraps by dismantling items from categories. Okay, so I have 110 scraps. So basically, I can create a shotgun, an Ion Carbine ranged weapon. I could do a rocket hammer. Ooh, what's my vigor? Okay. Ideally, a weapon that can use my tech, but like the gamma gun is not that cool. Ion Carbine. I might get that Ion Carbine, I mean, because it does D10 plus grace. My grace is +2. Okay, so there are a few activities that you can do while here, so let's try them out. I'm going to do a test flight. So once per cycle, you can. I'm going to spend 3 energy, and I'm going to choose one of the following training exercises. I could do speed race and combat drill. I am going to test out speed race. So I just need to succeed. I'm flying through a holographic circuit. I'm going to roll grace. If I succeed, my ship moves first for the next 2 battles. So that will be helpful. But I can only choose one. And then there's the combat drill. I can test my space combat skills. I can roll vigor. If I succeed, I have +1 action die per turn during my next space battle. Both are good. You know, let's just go with speed race. And then so I'm going to roll my grace, which is a D10 +2. Oof, okay, so that's a 6. So I need to roll just the challenge die, which is 1d10, and hopefully I roll under a 6. Let's go. Come on, 5 and under. Oh, I rolled a 6. And my energy was spent either way. Wow. Listen, we tried. Okay, so I did test flight and failed. So next I'm going to do a combat sim. So you can enter a virtual reality combat simulation to train your aim and reflexes. Once per cycle, you can simulate a fight with an enemy of your choice. If you win, you gain experience based on their difficulty and +2 Vig next time you fight that enemy. You don't gain loot, and items you use during the fight are not consumed. You can't die in the simulation. You reset HP and energy to their previous values after the fight. Okay, so just a simulation, and so you can only do this once per cycle. I kind of want to fight a level 2 enemy. Let's do a space pirate. They gotta come up at some point, right? I'm definitely not gonna do a Medusa MasterHacker. That would be interesting, but let's see. Who to fight? Who to fight? I want to do level 2. There is a bullseye hunter. Rebel fighter. Ooh, I remember. There's a net hacker. I kind of want to do a level. I want to do a. Would it be awkward if I fought an ISF soldier? Okay, so let's just do another rebel. A space pirate is. Well, I can fight as much as I want. There's mercenaries. There are space pirates. So let's see. Okay, so there are a few that I can fight. I could do space pirate. I could do rebel fighter. I kind of want to do rebel fighter, you know, because I had to run away from that fight. But now it's mano y mano. So let's do the rebel fighter. Rebel fighter has 20 HP and they have 2 armor. Okay. I think this is really cool because, like, you don't gain loot, of course, and you can't die, but you just wake up from the simulation. Like, you still have all your weapons. And I just think this is such a cool way to practice. Okay, so once per cycle, you may simulate a fight. Oh, I had a few fights ready. Let's just do the rebel fighter. It's fine. Okay, let's go. So let's roll for initiative. Let's see who goes first. I'm going up against the rebel fighter. So we're going to roll grace. They have 3 grace and I have 2. So let's see how that goes. So enemy's going to roll their grace. D10 plus 3. Okay, so that's a 6 total for them. And then I'm going to go and I have a plus 2. I rolled a 5 plus 2 is 7. So I go first. I have cool new weapons now. I have my Ion Carbine gun. That's a D10 plus grace. So I will roll that again. So that is 6 minus 2. So they only take 4 damage. It goes down to 16. That's about it. I believe I can do that action and then it's their turn, but I'm going to double check. Enemy move, roll a d10. I can perform one of the 4 main actions. I can do a weapon, attack, hack, cyber tech, or escape. So I chose weapon, and then that's it. I can swap your main weapon as a side action. I can swap my main weapon, but I'm not going to do that. Or, I mean, I could. As my side action, I'm going to swap for my halo discs, and I have those ready for my next turn. So I'm going to roll a d10 to see what the enemy does. 2, carbon dagger. So they are going to roll a d6 plus their grace. So that's d6 plus 3. Ooh, that's a 9. So I do go down to, 9 minus 3, so I go down to 24. Okay, so that is their turn. I am going to, I have my halo discs. That's 2d6 plus my grace. Wow. Oh, that's a good one. That's 13. And they have 2 armor. So I do 11 damage and they go down to 5. So roll a d10 for them. That's a 4. So, they do carbon dagger again. I noticed that the higher the number, the worse it gets. So I'm like, hey, low numbers all the time. So d6 plus 3 for them. Okay, so that's 5 more damage to me, minus 3, so that's just 2. I go down to 22, and I still have my halo discs, and I don't even need to do a charge attack. I think this will take it out. Yes, 5. Well, let's do the charge attack. Okay, it does double damage, but my energy goes down to 14. So it takes 3 energy to do that. So I charge up, I click my halo discs together, they charge up, and then I'm going to do 2d6. I can do that twice. So the first one is 10, and then I'm going to roll again. And the second one was 9. So 19 damage minus 2. Oh, that means this guy's his toast. So that's it. That was fun. I should have chose someone harder, shouldn't I? I could have done a level. I should have done a level 3, but I just thought I had a bigger chance of fighting a rebel fighter out there. So the fight is over. If you win, you gain experience based on their difficulty. So that's 2 experience. Nice. Okay. So my experience is now 12. So my experience goes up to 12. Nice. Okay. I'll save these other guys for later. Okay. So I did that. I did a combat sim, and then I also get the +2 Vig next time I fight that enemy. Everything is regained, so reset HP and energy to their previous values after the fight. So, yeah, everything goes back up. That is fun. So I just have to remember that I have +2 Vig or Vigor next time I fight. I can add a little note, actually. Now, the next thing I want to do, or the last thing I want to do here, is I want to do a side quest. There are side quests here, and this is going to be a D6 roll for the ISF clan. So I'm going to roll a D6 and see which one I get, and hopefully it is easy and fun. Okay, so I rolled a 5. So a 5 is complete a successful speed race at the settlement's test flight facility. Oh, okay. I will try my best. So side quests are short missions that help your character build reputation with that faction currently in control of the settlement, gaining their trust by carrying out simple tasks. So when visiting a settlement, you may choose to gain a side quest if you have between 0 and 3 favor with that faction, and no previous uncompleted side quests. So if I complete the side quest, it will grant me 1 favor with that faction. So if I can complete this speed race successfully, then I will gain +1. So speed race again. I tried already, but because it's a side quest, I'm guessing I can try again. So just got to roll grace 1 more time. So I'll go back to the test flight. It does cost 3 energy though. So my energy was at 14. Well, it was at 17, but now it will go down to 14 because of this test flight. Okay, so let's see. Just got a roll plus grace, so that's a D10 plus 2. Okay, so that's a 9. I just need to roll low to succeed. Let's go. Yes! I rolled a 7. Success. Okay. If I succeed, my ship also moves first for the next 2 battles. Nice. I will take that, and I probably have to note that down so I don't forget. Now, I also gain +1 favor with ISF, and it doesn't hurt. This is ISF, I'll take +1, why not? So let's go here. It's the negative ones that will put you in with a tier 4 enemy. So ISF is at a +1. So that is the side quest. So that is ship moves first for the next 2 battles. Add a little note. Have that little note there so I don't forget. So I'm done with the settlement activities. I'm fully healed. Ship is primed. And got a solid reputation going here. I'm going to go back to port, undock the Nova, and head back to the outer ring. And I'm going to end the session there. This was interesting. I think, because this was similar to Miru, when you traveled into a village, it was just a lot of trading, buying, re-upping on stuff. So it's not too exciting, really. But it's still fun to get this kind of bookkeeping out of the way, and there's really cool stuff that you can do. The scrapyard is cool. Now I'm understanding the importance of getting scraps, and the combat sim is fun. The cybersphere looks a little intimidating. I don't know what's going on with the cybersphere. Well, you know what? There are home pods here. The vast majority of the settlement citizens live in the home pods, so they're clusters of hundreds of individuals housing compartments. So I can either meet the characters that inhabit the settlement by using the NPC generator tables, or I can choose to hire crew members for my starship at the local shipyard saloon by paying their fees. Now, I only have 23 serum, which is the cashier. I only have 23 credits. So I don't have enough money for a crew member, I think, but I think I would like to use the NPC generator and see who I get. So actually, let's do that before we end the session. And that could be fun. Okay, so let's go to that table that is page 127. I just love rolling on tables. That might be it too. So let's generate this NPC. Okay, so I'm gonna roll some d20, some d12s, and we're gonna see who we find. So their trade is, let's see what it is. So I rolled a 17. So their trade is, they're a doctor. Okay. So how are they feeling? Let's roll for their emotion. That's another d20. Okay, and that's a 19. They are feeling stoic, a stoic doctor. I get it, buddy. And how do they look? Hot. It's a hot doctor. Let's see. 18. Jet pilot helmet. It's a doctor with a jet pilot helmet on. Sure. He doesn't want to be seen. He's stoic. And the reaction to me as I'm approaching them, I'm telling them about my journey and things like that. I'm new to this. I'm just going to say I'm new to this area, and this is how they will react. If they react nice, I will tell them about my plan. So I rolled a 5, so they are wary. Okay, that makes sense. I'm new around here. What's their style like? Their style? So I'll roll that d6. Okay. 3, so they're androgynous. An androgynous doctor that is stoic and wary of me, but also wearing a jet pilot helmet because they're cool. Now, let's see which faction they associate themselves with. That's another d6. So that's a 4. So they are with the Corsair Syndicate. Okay. And let's see, do they have an apocalypse theory? Everybody has their theory about what happened. So I continue to talk with them, and they tell me that it was caused by an omnipotent divine being. And as a cyborg, I'm not too sure, but I'm happy to listen and hopefully make a friend. And then, what is their goal? Is it to find someone to love? Well, let's see. It's a 3. It's to acquire knowledge. And then that is something I can relate to them on, so that's what we will talk about. Is there anything else? Do they have a request of me? Let's see. I'm going to roll a D100. And I will do my best to see it through, so I will roll that D100 and see. 46. 100 scrap to repair their damaged cybertech implant. Oof, this one's tough because I love my scraps. That one's gonna be hard. I will think about it. So, you know what? We didn't give them a name. There's a whole bunch of tables for the NPC, but let's give them a name. There's planet names, neutral names, and they're androgynous. So let's roll a D66 and give them a name. So that's a 5 and a 1. Quinn. Nice. So I am wandering in the HomePod sector, and I see this small figure leaning against the wall against, we'll say, pod 42, and they stand out immediately, mainly because of this full-face jet pilot helmet they're wearing. So, I mean, the flight suit, I'm going to say they're wearing a flight suit, even though they are a doctor. I approach, they're stoic, arms are crossed, and then when I get a little bit closer, it's like they're wary. Their hands drift near their belt, but a little defensively. Then I strike up the conversation. They tell me the collapse wasn't war or error, it was an act of God, is what they say. And then they notice my cybernetics and then realize that I can understand their problem. And so they point out that, they say my neural implant is damaged. I need materials to fix the linkage before I lose my database. And they need 100 scraps. Scraps are just as important as serum, I think. So, I let them know I would do my best, and it's nice to meet them. Nice to meet you, Quinn. Let's keep in touch. But this doctor could be a valuable medic crew member later, which I don't have yet. But yeah, I can't afford to help them right now. Okay. Cool. I'm going to write down their information and say, Dr. Quinn at the ISF home pods. This is Hex 28, I believe. Oh, I know, this is Hex 29, so I will... There we go. We got Quinn a token, and we have a little note that we will come back to Hex 29 when we have the available cash. So I'm going to leave the home pods now, say goodbye to Quinn, and then head back to my ship. My next objective is find this sleeping sibling. It was in the data shard that I got from the... It was in the data shard I got from the Prophet on this crater moon here. So that is my goals going forward. And then along the way, hopefully find more scraps, make more money, and explore and find more people and NPCs to befriend or make new enemies. Who knows how it goes. Yeah. Another good session with Astroprisma, and we will be back for a session 4 and some more exploration.